Single-strand breaks occur when one of the two DNA strands bears a defect. The repair mechanisms for single-strand breaks include base excision repair, nucleotide excision repair, and mismatch repair. Let's have a look at all of them one by one. Starting off with the base excision repair, or BER. Well, this is the pathway that repairs single base lesions, such as those caused by oxidative damage. It is a process by which a damaged or inappropriate base is removed from its sugar linkage and replaced. It occurs throughout the cell cycle and is important in the repair of spontaneous or toxic deamination. Well, you can find a comprehensive video on Introduction to Cell Cycle, available on sqadia.com, if you are interested. Anyways, the damaged base is removed by the enzyme glycosylase. That, you know, is an enzyme that cleaves the glycosidic bond between the base and the deoxyribose. A specific DNA glycosylase is responsible for identifying and removing a specific kind of base damage. The removed base leaves an abarsic or AP site. Do you have any idea what an AP site is? Well, an AP site is apyrimidinic site, which means that this site has neither a purine nor a pyrimidine base. Now, the enzyme, called AP endonuclease, then recognizes the AP site and cleaves the phosphodiester bond on the 5' side of the AP site, creating a single-stranded DNA break with a 3' hydroxyl group and a 5' sugar phosphate group. Another enzyme, called AP lyase, then cleaves the 3' end of AP site, leaving a single-stranded DNA gap. But the story does not end here. Another enzyme, called DNA polymerase beta, then removes the damaged region, using its 5' to 3' exonuclease activity, creating a nick. And then, it fills this gap by adding the correct nucleotides, using the complementary strand as a template. This nick is then sealed by an enzyme called DNA ligase. Variations of this general mechanism are used to repair up to 10 damaged bases, sugar backbone, and single-strand DNA breaks. Why are you worried? Let me guess. You guys really want me to share a mnemonic to help you memorize these steps, right? So, here you go. The mnemonic is gel please, where these letters shown in different colors represent different enzymes. G is for glycosylase, used in the very first step. E is for endonuclease, used in the second step. L is for lyase, that is another enzyme used here. Then is P for polymerase. And, lastly, another L for enzyme ligase. Whoa! Found another one trick! This ACE, you know, is the suffix usually used for enzymes. So, that can help you remember that these are the names of enzymes used in base excision repair. So, that's the gist of base excision repair, one of the ways our cells fix single-strand breaks. Now, let us have a look at another fascinating mechanism of DNA repair for a single-stranded break. That is nucleotide excision repair, or NER. Well, this pathway deals with repairing bulky lesions and complex DNA damage, like pyrimidine dimerization, caused by UV radiation. NER is a process where a stretch of DNA containing the damaged lesion is recognized and removed, instead of just a single base. The removed segment is then resynthesized, using the intact complementary strand as a template. This repair happens during the G1 phase of the cell cycle. Lucky you! We also have an amazing video on G1 phase and regulation of cell proliferation, available on sqadia.com. Anyways, coming back to NER. A defect in the nucleotide excision repair can lead to a condition called xeroderma pigmentosum. What happens in this case is that there is an inability to repair DNA pyrimidine dimers caused by UV exposure. You might have seen its patients presenting with dry skin and photosensitivity. They may have a higher risk of contracting skin cancer than those who don't have the condition. Now, let us see how NER works. Well, the very first step is, of course, the recognition of DNA damage. The damage is recognized by a protein complex. And the DNA is unwound by an enzyme helix to produce a bubble. This exposes the damaged DNA to the NER proteins and facilitates their access to the lesion. Then, two endonuclease enzymes cut both the 3' side and the 5' side of the damaged area, creating a single-stranded DNA gap with a 3' hydroxyl group and a 5' phosphate group. Then, the damage-containing oligonucleotide is removed. In the next step, the gap is filled by DNA polymerase delta, or epsilon, using the undamaged DNA strand as a template. And then, the final step is ligation, where DNA ligase covalently binds the fresh piece into the backbone, thus completing the repair process. The nucleotide excision repair. Now, we move on to the third and final mechanism of repair for single-stranded breaks. Exciting! Isn't it? Well, the third mechanism is the mismatch repair, or MMR. This pathway is responsible for correcting errors that occur during DNA replication, such as misincorporation of nucleotides. Do you know during which phase DNA replication occurs? That's right. It's the S phase. No bragging. But we've got an incredibly detailed video on S phase and DNA replication that you might find fascinating. Just thought I'd bring it up in case you're hungry for more knowledge and want to check it out. A defect in the mismatch repair can lead to a condition called Lynch syndrome, or hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer, or HNPCC. Now, you might be wondering if errors during DNA replication are already corrected through proofreading. What's the purpose of mismatch repair? Well, you're spot on. Proofreading does catch most errors. However, there are certain errors that escape the proofreading process. And that is where MMR comes into play and repairs the damage. Well, it repairs the undamaged but mismatched base pairs and small insertions or deletions. The basic mechanism involves recognizing the mismatched base pair, excising the incorrect nucleotide, and resynthesizing it, using the correct nucleotide as a template. The overall process is similar to the other excision repair pathways. So, here's a glimpse of the MMR process. The first step in MMR is again the recognition of the error by the protein complex, which binds to the mismatched base. The MMR complex determines which strand of DNA contains the correct template sequence by distinguishing between the parental and daughter strands. The correct strand will have a methylated base, while the newly synthesized strand will not. Once the template strand is identified, the endonuclease enzyme makes incisions on both sides of the error. This creates a single-stranded DNA gap with a 3' hydroxyl group and a 5' phosphate group. The segment of DNA containing the error is removed by the exonuclease activity of the MMR complex, creating a gap. The gap is then resynthesized by DNA polymerase using the intact DNA strand as a template. Finally, DNA ligase seals the nick by joining the newly synthesized DNA with the rest of the DNA strand, completing the repair process. So, that was about mismatch repair pathway. Isn't it fascinating how our cells have such intricate mechanisms to ensure the accuracy of our genetic code? Well, I hope you are now much clearer on repair pathways for single-strand breaks. Let us now have a look at the repair mechanisms for double-stranded breaks in the very next video.
Have you ever heard of video books? sqadia.com is delighted to present video books, medical books that have been tailored into a series of videos. sqadia.com videos are presented in the same order as the book's chapters. Explore now and make your learning easy.